Hello everyone. This is your first real video. This is section 1.2. You need to be in your workbooks, and that is the book that you carry back and forth to class each day, and we are on page 10. So page 10. Okay, so today we are going to solve multi-step equations. On page 9, there's a sentence right here. To solve a multi-step equation, simplify each side of the equation, if necessary, then use inverse operations to isolate the variable. So remember yesterday we talked about inverse operations. When it's adding, you subtract. When it's subtract, you add. When it's multiplied, you divide. And when it's already divided, you need to multiply. Now making sure that you do this on both sides of the equation. Alright, so on page 10, number 1. So yesterday we looked at problems that looked like x plus 4 equals 19. Now we have this 3 in front, okay? So I just want to add or subtract first. So I'm going to subtract my 4. And the reason I'm getting rid of the 4 is because the 4 is on the side with the variable. You don't want to touch the 19 because the 19 does not have a variable on that side. I'm going to carry down my 3x, and that's going to be 15. Okay, as you notice, I subtracted 4 on both sides. So next I'm going to divide by 3. Okay, so 3 divided by 3 is 1, so x is 5. Now you can plug this back in and check. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 4 gives you 19. Alright, let's look at number 3. As you notice on number 3, your variable is now on the right-hand side. Okay, so it doesn't matter which side the variable is on, but we need to locate the variable first. So you see a minus negative 9. So maybe in middle school they taught you when it's minus a negative, we need to switch this to a positive. So before we start this problem, we need to make sure we have a positive sign, because minus a negative is positive. Okay, so now since it's a positive 9, I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. So z is 8. So 8 plus 9 is 17. You did good. Alright, number 5. Your variable is on the right-hand side. So we are not going to touch the negative 9, because that's not the number that has the variable. Okay, but when you're doing this, you're always going to undo order of operations. Since we're doing inverse operations, we're going to undo the order of operations. So we wouldn't multiply first, because multiplication comes first in order of operations. So when you're undoing them, you would need to add or subtract first. So the negative 5 is what we need to do. So we're going to add 5 to both sides. Carry down my f divided by 4. And that equals negative 4. Okay, so last, remember we're going to multiply by what's in the denominator. So we're going to multiply by 4. Making sure you do it on both sides. So f gives us negative 16. Alright, let's check out number 7. Number 7, if you look at the right-hand side, you notice that there's a 5x and a 3x. Okay, these are like terms. So we talked about combining like terms. So you always want to simplify your equation first. So number 7, we need to add our like terms together. So 5x plus 3x gives us 8x equal to 28. Okay, next I'm going to divide by 8. And that gives me 3.5. Oops, sorry. I got my pen and it flew everywhere. Okay, number 9. So number 9, look at your right-hand side. That's where your variable is. And you notice that there's two sets of x's. There's a 12x and a 2x. So first you need to make sure that's you need to combine those like terms to make that into 14x. And then just rewrite everything else. I want to see you rewriting stuff. Okay, now it's a problem like we've done before. So subtract 4 from both sides. So 14x equals 35. Now we're going to divide by 14. And x gives us 2.5. Alrighty. So this is a good time to stop and look over your other problems, the even problems. Because we're going to try a new skill here in a second. So if you want, take a break, turn this off, and work 2 through 10 evens, and then come back when you're ready. Okay, so number 11. We are still using multi-step equations. But now we have this parenthesis in the problem. Okay, parenthesis means multiplication. So first you need to simplify both sides. So first we are going to use the distributive property, which means you're going to take the 3 and you're going to multiply each item by the 3. You're going to take the 3, it's like jumping a fence. So when he jumps a fence, he's in there, so he has to multiply with both items. Okay, so when you have 3 times z, you get 3z. And then 3 times 7 is 21. And that equals 21. So we're going to rewrite our equation. Okay, so now it's a problem that we are used to. So the left-hand side gets to be 0. And then if you look here, 21 minus 21 is also 0. That is okay. So we're going to have 3z equal to 0. And 0 is a number. Don't be afraid of 0. We're going to divide both sides by 3, and our answer in this case is 0. Okay, number 13. So now our variables are on the right-hand side. So as you notice, there's still parentheses. The number in front of the parenthesis is what's being distributed. So this negative 3 is the only thing that we will distribute. So I'm going to rewrite my equation. Now I'm going to distribute. So negative 3 times 9 is negative 27. Negative 3 times negative r is positive 3r. Okay, so let me talk about what we did. We took the negative 3 and we distributed it to each item. So negative 3 times 9 is negative 27. Negative 3 times r is positive 3r. So now I'm going to simplify. So look here, I have a 12r and a 3r. So 12 plus, this tells me what I'm going to do. So 12 plus 3 is 15r minus 27. The sign in front of your number is telling me what to do. If it's negative, then you subtract. If it's positive, you add. Okay, so now you should know what to do on this problem. So 33 plus 27 is 60, which equals 15r. We're going to divide by 15. And we get an answer of r equals 4. Alright, so stop here, and I want you to go back and do 12 and 14. And then when you come back, you will have all your answers for all the evens. Okay, so I went through and I worked all these out. So I want to go back over these evens with you. There's a few things I want to talk about as well. So number 2, we should have gotten 2. Number 4, you should have gotten negative 9. I want to point this out. See this D, this negative D right here? We need to remember that is a negative 1 in front. So when you get down to this step right here, You have 9 equals negative d. There's a 1 here, so you're going to divide both sides by negative 1, so that way we have a positive d. Okay, number 6, you should have gotten 29. Now number 6 is different than number 5. So number 5, the only thing that was being divided was the f. Okay, so in number 6, everything on top is being divided. So first you have to multiply. So if the whole thing is being divided, first we're going to multiply by the denominator. Okay, so look at the difference between 6 and 5. So 5 we added first because only the f was being divided. On number 6, the whole top is being divided, so first we had to multiply. So if you need to, go rework that one. Number 8, you should have gotten negative 1. Number 10 is 0. Number 12 is 1.5 or 3 halves. And number 14 was negative 3. Alright, we're going to do 15 and 16 and then these will be finished. You can represent an odd integer with the expression 2n plus 1, where n is any integer. Write and solve an equation to find the first three, find 3 consecutive integers that have a sum of 63. So consecutive, remember, means right next to each other. So 2n plus 1 is the expression. Okay. Now I'm not expecting you to know this right off the bat here, but let's look at this problem. So my first number is going to be 2n plus 1, because that's what they said. So my first number will be 2n plus 1 for any n. That will give me an odd number. To get the next odd number, I need to have 2n. Now to make it odd, I need to add 3 to the next number. Okay? And then next will be 2n plus 5. Now I did not expect you to get that on your own. And that equals 63. Okay, so to get your first odd number is 2n plus 1. To get the next one is 2n plus 3, because I need to move 3 spots, and then 2n plus 5. So now we need to combine like terms. So I have 2n, 2n, and 2n. So 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So I have 6n. Now I need to add my numbers. So 1 plus 3 plus 5, so that gives me 4, 9. And that equals 63. So now I'm going to solve the equation. I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. So 6n equals 54. I'm going to divide each side by 6. N is 9. Okay, so we wrote and solved an equation to find 3 consecutive integers that have a sum of 9. Now, did we find 3 consecutive integers? No, we found what n is. So if we plug it back in, you will get your 3 numbers. So 2 times 9 plus 1. So 2 times 9 plus 1 is 19. There's our first number. Okay, since it's consecutive, you can just go to the next number. So 19, and then it'll be 21 and 23. Those are your 3 numbers. Alright, last. One angle of a triangle measures 66 degrees. I like to draw a picture so I can see what I'm doing here. The measure of the third angle is 57 more than half the measure of the second angle. The sum of the angles is 180. Okay, so we want to know the second angle. Alright, I'm almost out of time and I don't want to start a new video, so we will do this one together in class. So make sure that you have 1 through 15 complete. See you tomorrow.